because we made extreme progress with our cars.
We came up with this crazy good idea. No one ever did this. To compare to driving simulators.
Two platforms, the most famous Assetto Corsa and our...
A little less famous Live for Speed. So we are gonna go to your place now, to the little studio of ours, and
I've earned for the greatest, the biggest, an ideal simulator rig in the whole world, which contains from steering wheel, and that's it.
yeah,
And that's it. And my desk from my childhood. My parents have bought that in 2000.
so you gotta be thankful to them for buying you a desk on which you can now master your skills.
Yeah, train my driving skills.
So okay, so see you inside, and we will get straight to driving, maybe, or I don't know, maybe we will do a little introduction.
Let's get it.
Let's get it poppin', boy.
And so it's time for our thoughts about two platforms. Obviously, we are from all of us.
Live for speed environment, basically our whole lives.
Yeah. I played from 2013 or something like that.
I was around, 2007 or 8. So,
Ooh.
yeah, pretty long time. So, obviously, we are more focused towards LFS, and it feels just more comfortable to us.
Yeah, but it's not only for us, because LFS is a lot easier to...
Yeah, it's better. End of the video.
Okay, thank you, goodbye, subscribe.
Okay, from the beginning, we chose similar cars because those were JZX 100. There was a
JDX 100 in LFS because they don't have license.
Yes, and in LFS it was Chaser. In Assetto Corsa it was the Cresta model because we couldn't find the Cresta in
but
LFS.
Cars were very similar.
It doesn't really matter. And we also chose the Mayhem track.
Yeah, or something what looks like Mayhem in LFS.
Yeah, it was recreated by someone on a flat surface, and it's also a plus when it comes to choosing that track, because if it was a different track, for example, I don't know, Minami course on Ebisu, it would be tricky because in LFS it would be flat. So
yeah.
Mayhem is a flat track.
LFS is without any elevation changes because
I mean, there is a possibility, but it's really like it doesn't work. So yeah. Yeah, you drove first, so
yeah, I go first, and what? For me, bad thing about Assetto Corsa, every car feels like compression ratio is around 8. When you put your throttle to the maximum, you have to wait until 300 or 400,000 RPMs, and after that is bam. You are on the rev limiter, even if you have only 300 or 400 horsepower. And this is very hard to use your throttle, to use your brakes, because you put only a little bit of left foot on the brake, and here is already problem with straightening.
Yeah, okay, to be honest with you, we chose a different car first.
Yeah,
it was an S15, but we couldn't...
900 horsepower S15, but it was terrible because 1, 2, 3, 4
spin.
And spin. Yeah. This S15 has created around 200 kilometers of wheel spin, something like that. But under 4K of RPMs, that was nothing. It's not comparable to normal drift cars with 2JZ or something like that. Even RB26 or even 1JZ is pulling better than this.
I think that if we gave it a try and drove like a couple...
No, because there is a... You know where is the problem? Not in the simulator.
Where?
The problem is in car model.
Okay, yeah, that is true, because every car is different. Because when it comes to this JZX, it drives pretty well.
Yeah.
When we compare like different
we'll
cars,
finish our story about S15s, but I will come back to JZX. I couldn't have so much confidence as I have in LFS, obviously because of years of driving. But look at one thing. When you are sitting to the LFS, you are using clutch to make transitions.
Yeah, it's harder.
In Assetto Corsa, because
a little disclaimer: we were not driving perfectly in LFS2 because
you are sitting to the LFS and you are driving like I make that in real life. Clutch to the transition, and transition is...
I am naturally shitty. I'm naturally shitty in LFS.
Yeah.
Like it feels at home.
And what? Another factor is front tires. I couldn't feel front tires in Assetto Corsa.
I mean, there is no response from the steering wheel.
Yeah.
You have to... The initial responses when you especially on a track like Mayhem, when the first flick is really hard.
You have to have grip in front tires because your flick will not go well. And what is better in the Assetto Corsa? Obviously,
the graphics.
Graphics is 100 stages in front of LFS. What else? Tires models is better because in LFS you could go only 2 laps on road super.
And it's ironic because the developers of LFS spent like 50 years on developing the tire model, and they are
prepared. If you did 2 laps in LFS on road normal or even super, because there's two types of tires. That tire is completely worn, even if you have 265, 285 or even wider than this. But in Assetto, it looks better because
it behaves naturally. Like the tire catches the temperature, but
it losing that temperature faster than it is in LFS.
And what threw me off a little when I first, let's say, met Assetto Corsa, it was that I thought that it was terrible because I haven't driven a car that handles well. This JZX is pretty good. For me, I think subjectively, if we spend, let's say, some hours playing it, we could manage to get the hang of it and to, get used to all the little things that are maybe worse. Some are better, but you could get the feeling of it and like get used to it and drive the car normally. So for me, it is drivable.
Yeah,
it's different. It's different,
of course, but it will be harder to start with Assetto than definitely. If you are trying to go from real drifting to sim world, it's easier to start in LFS.
Yeah. Okay, and when it comes to the pluses of LFS, you can change the setup of the car heavily. I mean, in Assetto Corsa you theoretically also can, but it doesn't really affect the real handling of the car. And in LFS you can do really a lot.
Yeah. In LFS.
And so if you are into sim racing, you probably know Assetto Corsa, but there is a possibility that you don't know LFS, Live for Speed, and if you don't, go ahead and check it out, because I think it is still, now we have 2024, it is still worth checking out.
Okay, we have to sum up everything. Both platforms are good. But if you are from real racing or drifting, LFS will be better, and I know that because that was my road to sim world. But when you are starting sim drifting, when you are under 18 years old and you couldn't afford to buy your drift car,
even if you are older, it's still. You could have the craziest sim rig on the planet, it will still be cheaper than drifting in real life. Oh, I came up with another downside of LFS. It is not developed anymore, and all the competitions, everything is on different platforms. So
I prefer LFS.
I would say me too, but I really want to get into the Assetto Corsa environment and get to know it.
That was the best comparison of YouTube.